That recent edit of us interrupting Avery goes kind of crazy.
Thank you, Samantha.
My girlfriend went, "Is that every time you've interrupted her?" I went, "I guarantee that's not every time we've
Not
interrupted."
even close. Yeah,
I think 4 episodes.
Yeah,
She
most of
took
them were,
four
yeah, just
episodes. The time,
um,
it's too numerous to count.
it's called selective journalism. I'm sure you interrupt us just as much.
Hmm.
Actually, probably more.
Hmm.
Let us speak.
Yeah, you're right. Let men
let
suffer.
us speak, Avery.
Jeffrey's was the worst, the one it started with. I was like, all right, Jeff.
I was
There was a
playing
pretty
into it. It's
annoying.
different. It's different. I was playing into it. I was playing a
There,
character.
there was a pretty disrespectful one where I wasn't even like trying to get her to stop talking. I just started my sentence 4 times and waited until she was done to say my sentence. And I was like, that was pretty rude. That was pretty good.
It's all about self-reflection, guys. We're making these edits to grow.
Yeah, they never told me you have to be good at the changing your like I'm really good at the self-reflection part. I'm not good at the like utilizing that to make a change part, you know?
Sure. We wouldn't ask that of you.
Thanks.
And that is self-aware in and of
Yeah.
itself. Yeah.
It's like it's honestly like it's worse. I'm just in this I'm in this what's that space between heaven and not limbo.
Purgatory.
I'm in this purgatory of awareness but inaction. That was kind of beautiful.
Wow.
Wait, Avery, didn't we have some questions?
Oh my gosh, we did have questions.
I forgot what they were.
Uh, who among us is the most likely to let money change them? I have incredibly easy answers for this.
I have a pretty strong stance on
I think I'm gonna argue with you guys.
That's fine. It's okay to be wrong. It's Max. Number one, first and foremost. It's shocking the divide between Max and the next person. Number
not
two,
me.
I put
It's not.
me, I think, in general. Again, huge gap. 3, Josh. 4, Jeffrey.
That's the list.
He
That's
could
it.
have so much money, and he'd be
I'm
like,
last.
ate half a peanut butter sandwich 3 days ago.
I belong to
All
the
right.
streets. Can't
What do
pay
we
me.
Okay, are we counting one's life circumstances as like it would change? Because I don't think my mentality would change that much. I just think the ease of my life would change a lot. And my habits, I guess. But like
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
your habits would change at all.
no, my habits would
You
not change. They
wouldn't.
would just the effects of those habits would be less or more detrimental. Who knows? Who knows? I'm kind of saved by my lack of resources sometimes, you know?
I think you wouldn't mean for it to change you. Like, I don't think it would start that initially. I think you'd be like, I'm really going to stay true to myself. Like, I'm going to make sure I'm not going to let this money change me. But having that much excessive income and not changing your habits, like your brain atrophies. Eventually, it wouldn't be your fault, but you'd just be like, you wouldn't be able to connect the fact that throwing away like $5,000 on a really cool jacket you saw versus like helping
Right now I have
last
some
donations is bad. Like,
right now I have some natural consequences, and if you take those all away, it just yeah, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
see. I see
I'm
that.
thinking of Max not getting his car from the pound because of how much money it cost. And then if Max had unlimited money, he could say, oh, well, I could get it from the pound, no problem. But also, I could just park in a spot that costs money to park in and not pay. Because if they tow me, I'll just pay it. And then I think it just snowballs from there. I
I
think
think
it's
Max,
described like, oh, a law. I'll just pay the fine. Laws
Yeah,
are
yeah,
so
laws
stupid
would mean
anyway.
nothing. Laws would mean nothing.
Yeah,
I think Max would
exactly.
leave it at the pound and just get a new car. I think
yeah.
Max
Yeah.
would say, "Oh, my car disappeared. All right, to the dealership we go."
I think depending on the amount of money, someone would introduce Max to lobbying. Like, you don't like that law? Fucking change it. Get some people, convince a congressman, buy off, change the law. And Max would be like, you know what? Yeah. And so, whatever that law would be.
You know
Max
how
would
rich,
treat
you know what?
Max would treat fire hydrants as valet parking. Just go roll up there, and if they move it, they move it.
Okay, I feel like that one was pretty definitive. Next question. Who is the most annoying?
Now this one,
All right, this is nose goes
This
like
is
whoever's the last to touch. Oh, that was Max
ah,
again. Oh, that sucks.
oh, that's brutal. Sorry, you're number one again.
It's Jeffrey.
No, it's not. It's not. Actually, statistically, it's
I think
I
we're all
think this can be
recognized.
subdivided into two sections. I think we can do annoying by nature and annoying by choice because I think that they are both Jeffrey. I think they're both.
Nice. That was good.
No, I think annoying by choice is.
Devastating.
I think. I
So
think annoying
needless.
by. I think annoying by choice is Jeffrey without a doubt. I think annoying by nature is harder to do because it's because it's going to be so subjective.
It's me. It's me, but to me, it is Josh. But
Yeah,
objective.
hence subjectivity. All negative attributes from Max's perspective are attributed to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think in the dynamic, I think choice, Jeffrey, nature, Max.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good one. Um,
And the last question is, can I say it?
Yeah.
Biggest poser. Who's the biggest poser?
I think this one also has several different categories.
Oh, it has a ton. Yeah, no, there's. I thought Max was about to leave. I thought he was getting up to leave.
Actually, fuck this.
Actually, fuck this. I'm out.
this is a hard one. I think Jeffrey's least on this one.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's himself, no matter what, no matter if he gets called annoying in two different ways, he
Yeah.
stays true.
You can put
I
Jeffrey in
see.
any social situation and he doesn't have a choice. He's going to be Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I could see an argument for me in terms of like some of the groups I hang out with trying to be more like them than I actually am. But I also think that was an older Max trait, and I'm pretty legit. I think I pretty legitimately like all those different groups I hang out with and don't really pretend I'm not parts of the other ones. You know what I'm saying? My second answer is Avery, because I think Avery sometimes likes to act like she could slum it and hang out with some people who are not the kind of people Avery wants to hang out with. And then I think sometimes Avery gets put in a situation, she's like, I don't like these people. I don't like this place. I don't like these people. This is not me. I
I
don't
do
like.
want to know, I couldn't agree with you more. I want to know when I have represented to you recently that I'm cool with slumming it. Because I feel like my whole life is, hey,
But
when things
but
come to an
also
end, I'm killing myself. Like I'm not made for the streets. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
but also I think Avery walking into like her corporate job or old
Oh
corporate
yeah.
job every day was just slapping a mask on.
I think that is also posing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see that. And I think I would say it's probably myself, Max, Josh, because I also think Josh puts on a mask, but in like maybe a scarier way. And then Jeffrey.
I think that's the right. I think you and I could vie for the top spot, and I think they could vie for the bottom spot.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't think a huge posery group, which is I think
what's the subgroup that we'd all fit worst into if we were to try to pass in a group, try to pose in a group? What would it be? And it could be niche or it could be broad.
do you mean each of us individually or us collectively walking into a place?
I want both.
I want both. I think Jeffrey.
What's the worst? Yeah.
I think the one that you fit least into. I think we should do individual first and then group. I think Jeffrey is just like straight up like middle school skater kids. Like
Yeah,
13,
that'd be good.
14, like shows up with a board over his shoulder, like very Steve Buscemi and 30 Rock. You know,
Nice. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't think Jeffrey survives
Play me
that
alive.
experience. I think
They-
that
They would flay, yeah. Yeah, they'd flay me alive.
I think Avery's is just like crust punks, like backyard fucking DIY show. Let's see who can not shower the longest, and everyone has a knife. I think that's Avery's.
They'd
I've
kill
got-
me immediately.
My different opinion, I think Avery's is Comic-Con.
Oh, good.
That's probably true.
That's probably
I
true.
I have a really hard time that I'm working on trying to like keep a straight face when people start telling me about certain special interests that I think make me artists.
I was about to say, yeah, I don't think Avery could hide her active
Yeah,
disdain.
I actually think
Sure.
that's I actually think that's better because I think she might find some interest in the people I'm talking about. She just wouldn't fit in. I don't think she'd be able to be interested in the Comic-Con one.
Mhm.
She
I think
couldn't even bring herself to like dress as a character. It would be
Yeah,
like, I can't,
no,
I'm
I can't.
me today.
that's
I'm
a
the
that's
adult in the room. Yeah, I would be
that's a
real.
good answer.
I think
I
I
think
have the definitive answer for Max. I
What
mean,
is it?
outside of like evangelicals, I think the answer for Max is ultralight backpackers.
Oh, dude. Dude, get me the fuck out of there. Get me out of there. I don't get why it's fun. I don't get why you think it's fun, and I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about your
I can
endurance.
see Max like trying to like set up like a space blanket tent on his two hiking poles on the ground of the Sierra, like huddling under as the wind flaps it, and people being like, "Isn't this sick?" And Max being like, "Yeah."
I'm
And
getting mad. I'm getting mad thinking about being put in that situation.
I think Josh would be most out of place with a group of elementary school Montessori teachers.
Oh, see,
that's
I was gonna say like crystal hippie-ish people, but I think that went even further and got yeah, that's good.
Or like magnet performing arts, but at an elementary school.
I went to Waldorf and they taught us theater by the Suzuki method. I feel like
Yeah,
um
that. So that.
I, I
That.
feel like Josh would not
children
have
is crazy.
I feel like Josh would not have liked that guy who was teaching me
I
to
feel
walk
like
around the room like an elephant.
I feel like Josh would also do poorly with like the tech digital nomad.
Mm-hmm.
I could see you not succeeding. Like you go into San Francisco and Josh is cooked. Like he's not fitting in
There's crossover with that group and those ultralight backpacker people.
a lot.
Yeah.
A
But I
lot.
also think some of the tech bros might think Josh is cool.
They would like
Yeah,
him, he would not like them.
that's fair. That's
That
fair.
Or
I'm
what about
getting
as a
mad about all the
group?
groups of people I don't want to be around right now. Okay, wait, as a group, collectively, as a group,
I was gonna say evangelicals, but we have Jeffrey,
Oh,
which
I
and we would
honestly
kill it. Are you kidding? If we
I
wanted
think
to
we
put
could
him
play
in,
it. We could do it. We could do it. I think we could
if
do it.
this group decided to go a hard right turn, we'd be
We'd
making
crush.
so
We'd
much
take it
money.
We'd
over.
we'd
Like,
slay.
what are we doing?
We'd slay.
Yeah.
Um, I do not think like a neighborhood watch type group of moms in a suburb would like us very much.
Oh,
for
an
real.
HOA.
An
Yeah, oh,
Asian
and HOA,
coming.
HOA would hate us. That HOA would hate us.
They hate to see us coming.
Bro, my HOA hates to see me come in, and I looked up the laws. I'm not technically a part of the HOA because I rent, motherfucker. You can't tell me. Actually, I do legally have to abide by the rules, but I don't have to participate in meetings. Susan, um, sorry, she was pissing me off. She added me to the snow shoveling schedule my first day in this apartment.
What's so crazy is that such a generic name that if you had not specified, I just would have thought you would have made up a name.
No,
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
Um,
I think a group of like as we are now, a group of theater teachers, kind of to what Jeffrey was saying earlier, like college professors who take it really seriously, would look at us and be like, "You've besmirched what was taught to you." I don't know that we'd necessarily get the
yeah, but
love.
can you imagine the relief of a college professor when four people who actually know how to say a line and stand on a stage do something, even if they find
Sure.
it, you know,
Fair
like
enough.
I was
Fair
just
enough.
like, thank the fucking Lord that I don't have to teach them which way to look, you know. This is
I don't have
just-
to tell them toes out.
yeah. Um,
Classic.
yeah. Someone say something funny so I can start the episode.
Jeffrey, you want to grind us to a halt?
No, I mean, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. There was this, I was walking home and I saw this coconut on the ground.
Hey
And I
everyone,
went,
and welcome
whoa.
to Gaslight Game Show, the only character-driven game show with real-world consequences. This is episode 22 of season 2, Hugsy M'Bone. Every week, a movie is selected and we all
Kind of
watch
like
it.
that one.
And
Kinda like
every
that one.
week, each of our three contestants recreate their own character and writes reviews for that film in their voices. The contestants swap their creations amongst themselves and read each other's work here live for the first time, responding to questions as the characters they wrote for one another. The catch, I have to guess who originally wrote what. Every episode has a winner and a loser. Winners get rewarded and losers get
Losers get
punished.
punished.
No one's safe, not even me. As always, our contestants are Josh Horst,
What's up?
Avery Baker,
Aye.
and I'm your host, Max McCune. This week, we have a featured guest, Jeffrey Nolan. Jeffrey, would you please tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Okay, just to like close it out real quick. What was wild is that the coconut.
Thing.
No, I'm going to the coconut. Even though it had a crack in it, it still had like liquid in it, and I was like, "Oh my God, coconut water!" And then I drank it, and then I got super sick.
Cool. Before we start, let us say a prayer to our editor, Saint Samantha. Oh, sorry. Before we start, let us say a prayer to our editor, Samantha. Saint Samantha, we ask you for guidance and thank you for your grace in the twilight of our decency and goodness. Amen.
Amen.
Moving on. Today, for episode 22 of season 2, Josh elected that we watch Bugsy Malone, a documentary about prohibition using real colorized footage. That's actually what they looked like back then. Modern nutrition has come a long way. But before we avoid the topic of splurge guns and cream pies altogether, because the jokes are too easy and we're above crude humor on this show, we have some business to attend to. Jeffrey, what time is it?
Punishment time.
That is right. It is splurge time. Splurge time. That's right. It's punishment time. Last week, Josh won, but with winners come losers. And last week, Jeffrey lost. And Jeffrey, what do losers get?
Punished. Horrific.
That's right. That is right. Jeffrey lost, and as punishment, he had to tape himself doing. If you were wondering why Jeffrey's looking so fucking yoked, it's because he had to tape himself doing 250 push-ups. He could take breaks, but he could not go off camera, just like when Jeffrey FaceTimes me every Wednesday night. And he has a video of his workout to show us. Jeffrey, are you ready to sweat?
Uh-huh.
Right. Please go when you're ready.
Welcome to hell. For both of us. If it's gonna suck for me, it's gonna suck for you.
Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things. The hand that mocked them, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away.
That rocks, dude.
That was so dumb.
That was so good.
That was so dumb.
Did you make all the fart sounds manually?
I had to outsource. I got some friends to help.
Oh.
Do they know they helped?
Mm-mm.
Jeffrey.
Bummer. Yeah, is it my cleverest idea? Perhaps not. But I laughed every time I thought about it, and I said, eventually, you know what? Okay. That's what we're doing.
Okay,
So, yeah.
did the Ozymandias or the I'm gonna fart over it idea come first?
Uh, the Ozymandias idea came first. I was
And
thinking
then
about some other poems that would have been already kind of borderline for me to say, and then I was like, okay, well, I definitely can't fart over those.
like
So
fucking Maya Angelou? What were you what
literally, yep, I was maybe gonna do Still I Rise, and then I said, probably bad idea though.
yeah, good job. Good
Yeah.
choice.
I was
Good
like,
choice.
probably bad. I would not have done fart sounds over Still I Rise. I would have just read Still I Rise.
Jeffrey, a hero
Wow.
of the civil rights movement. Um, well,
But yeah, it took me longer than I thought. You can see in the background, I watched a bunch of White Lotus. It took me 3.5 hours, longer
did
than
you
I
see that
thought.
great Sam Rockwell monologue?
Yeah, actually, that was in that sitting. Samuel
So
Rockwell rocks. He's amazing.
it's amazing. So good.
Um,
All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed at least some of that. And if you didn't enjoy any of the Jeffrey stuff, maybe you caught some White Lotus in the background. Well, let's move on and hope we don't get flagged on YouTube for playing White Lotus in the background. Before we hear what these three wrote, let's chat about the movie. On IMDb, the synopsis for Bugsy Malone is the classic gangster story of Bugsy Malone told with an all-child cast. I'm sure we all have lots to say. 5 minutes is on the clock. Let's discuss. What a doozy of a surreal viewing experience.
Yeah,
mhm.
it had been over 2 decades since I had seen that last, and I gotta say, it it's not. I don't know that I remembered it all that well.
Yeah. Even now, having watched it like a week and a half ago, I kind of only remember the concept of it and some of the more visceral reactions to is it like an ADR singing over their voices thing? Like, how exactly did they do that?
I think they just lip synced. I think it's adult singing voices.
That's
What
what I
I loved
thought.
was on like the Skid Row kind of number, the
Yeah.
singer's voice being like it's like, and then we're walking on down the line, and then Bugsy Malone go, "We gotta go get him," and then
Yeah.
it would go right back down. It would
Yeah.
drop another 2 octaves again. So funny.
Bad Guys, I really noticed it a lot with the four boys. That was pretty fun.
It's an I don't know if an original idea is the right word, but it's definitely a unique idea that was like from a filming and acting perspective done well.
I mean, it is you got to respect it. You got to respect commitment to the bit, and pretty much all of it's just the bit. That they're doing it with kids. It's
I don't
kids.
know that it aged as well as maybe they intended it to. That's okay. Sutton Foster is the only talented child actor I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do you mean Jodie Foster?
I do mean Jodie Foster, not Sutton Foster.
She is genuinely really good.
Jodie Foster's really good in the movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I liked the other girl, Tallulah, who just for
Yeah.
half of her scenes would just stare blankly into the middle distance. Just it would be like reminisce, and she would go,
I had a joke. I was like, I'd love to go to Fat Sam's Speakeasy, and then I was like, that it's a bunch of 12-year-olds. That's it's the showgirls were all 12. I was like, this is a lot. Yeah.
"Oh, you know what? I thought the rival gangster was pretty good too. Danny
Oh, Dirty Dan, whatever it is, Dandy Dan or
and
whatever.
yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, but in that era, I feel like humanity can't have changed this much. Like in the 70s, I feel like getting sprayed with white cream and calling it splurging still had to be like it's not like that didn't ring any bells for anybody.
So I looked it up. I was like, what's the backstory here? And it turns out the director, whose name I do not remember,
Alan Parker.
thank you, Alan Parker, said that he used to tell on long drives with his children to, I guess, a family estate, something like that. He would tell them stories of a character named Bugsy Malone. He would just make it up, and they would ask him questions about Bugsy Malone, and he was just pulling from gangster movies that he remembered. And his kids, when he was like, "We're gonna make it in a movie," they're like, "Well, we should play all the parts," and that's how they landed on the kids and everything else. And I feel like that's the biggest lie I have ever heard. It's not even a good lie. It's like, I don't know, my kids were the one that suggested it. I didn't want to use children and cream, but they did.
He was acting like they were just gonna make Bugsy Malone the adult movie, and then they went like
Yeah,
I feel like
that
pretty
is the
baked into the
story.
whole concept is the
That
child.
is the story. He's like, and
I
my kids,
I want
genius.
a world though where the kids say we want to be in the movie, and he's like, "Oh, kid actors, that's really good." And then he auditions, and the kids don't make it into the movie. He's like, "That's an awesome, but we're gonna put kids in the movie," and his
But
kids do not.
Jodie Foster and Scott Baio, not you. Is it Baio? Baio?
Bam.
It
Oh,
is the only. It is the only movie. It's the only movie where people say this wouldn't get made nowadays. Where I truly go like, no, you're right. Like even like Blazing Saddles and stuff. I'm like, someone could make that and just be making a bold comedy.
What are our rankings?
We have for 2 seasons said what are our rankings when what we mean is rating.
Yeah. What are our rankings?
Well, once everybody knows our rating, they will know where we rank.
Oh, look at
So,
you. That's thinking. That's thinking. That's
What are
why.
the numbers?
yeah, we're always right.
I give it a 6.5.
That's exactly what I was going to say because it is impressive. It's an impressive feat.
I didn't not enjoy myself. It
Sure,
was
it's
fun
Yeah.
I think it has a charm,
for sure.
and it's crazy. It was 50 years ago.
That's crazy.
Is that nuts? I give it a 5. Right down the middle for me.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7. I had a good time.
Cool.
Nice.
Just about it.
Cool.
There we go.
Way to go, Bugsy.
There you go. Good job, Bugsy. All right. We are going to move on. We hope you all enjoyed Bugsy Malone, and we hope you even. Fuck. I hope you enjoyed Bugsy Malone. All right, never mind. Now on to the reviews. These three, well, I'm giving up. These three watched Bugsy Malone, generated a name, age, and location for a character, and then wrote a movie review in their voice. You'll hear each of them read 4 main sections. 1, character bios. 2, get to know you questions. 3, improvised responses, and 4, the movie review. Everything except the improvised responses have been written for them beforehand. This is also the first time the contestants have seen each other's work. It's a cold read. They have no idea what they're about to say. And I have no idea which of them made what character and corresponding review. The writer is not necessarily the reader, and I have to guess who wrote what. They're trying to trick me because if I get them all wrong, I lose. But if I get even one right, then whichever one of them I score the lowest is the loser. No matter what, someone's getting shafted. There will always be a loser, and losers.
Punished.
Just get punished.
Punished.
All right, we're gonna start by getting to know each character with a structured interview, do some off-the-cuff Q&A as a group, and to finish off, we'll hear the reader's movie review. Our first reader is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
Uh, uh, my name is Little Mikey. I am 9 years old and I live in Roswell, New Mexico. The title of my review is can, can I get into the Chuck E. Cheese now?
Okay, Lil Mikey, welcome to the show. Um, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a kid. I already said I was 9. What do you need more? Okay. Uh Goo 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 gag, I'm so fucking high. I or man, that was a crazy nap I took, and now my eyes are red from the nap,
Mm,
and I've
mm,
got the munchies, man, from the nap.
mm-hmm.
And so if you could just be chill and let me in so I could get a slice. I'm a little kid, man. Or
Yeah.
I'm big, but that's just like early. I'm developing.
Mm.
Like I'm a kid. I love uh chalk and like bikes and big carpets. I fucking I don't know. I I poop my pants all the time. I like Encanto and other gay Disney shit.
Hmm.
Oh man, I like that Encanto looking girl last week. Treating my dick like a moon bounce. Blowy sounding like a garbage disposal. Fuck. I like trains and shit. I'm a kid.
All right. The Encanto looking girl threw me for a loop. That was a lot. Listen, Lil Mikey, why do you want to go to Chuck E. Cheese?
What are you, a cop? I watched I watched my daddy smoke a fat I watched my daddy smoke a fat blunt and pass out. But now daddy has a crazy headache and is fucking starving, but he can't go to the Domino's because it's across town. And my bitch ass stepmom, or his bitch ass stepmom, or his meanie mom still works at Papa John's. And so if I could please come into the Chuck E. Cheese so daddy can finally get a hot slice in his mouth, that would be great.
Okay. It makes sense, Lil Mikey. I hope your dad gets his pizza. Another question first. Do you have any talents?
Fuck you, dude. I uh I can do the ABCs. Kids can do that, you know.
Just regular? You can just do them forwards?
A B C D E F G H I J K L E many many P T P R T. Oh, okay, well I'm no I okay I can normally count to
That was your idea.
the end. I'm just wait. Okay, look. Can I just get in?
Yeah.
I'll pay
Okay.
you. I just want to
Listen,
slide. I've got my or daddy gave me his wallet to pay with. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
does anybody else have any questions they'd like to ask Lil Mikey?
Yeah, I got a question. Well, Mikey, what's your favorite food?
Uh, Pizza.
Hmm.
Little Mikey, what is your favorite game to play in Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I love the fucking ball pit. Me and the other, you know, 9-year-olds, we go in there and we kind of thrash around and like, you know, we're like it's like we're swimming, but we're just,
Yeah.
All
we're
right.
just yeah, we're kind of in the pit.
All right. What did you think of the movie, Lil Mikey?
I had to watch a movie.
Hmm.
How secure is the Chuck E. Yeah, it was good. I love the colors and how I liked the way fuck you, man, whatever.
Nice. No pizza for Lil Mikey. That's that's a sad ending. That's a sad ending for Lil Mikey.
I do
Uh,
know it is.
what did everyone think of our first character, Lil Mikey?
Pretty chill, dude.
Honestly, pretty chill dude. I feel bad he can't get any pizza because of his bitch ass stepmom. That sucks. I love Chuck E. Cheese pizza. That shit bangs. It's
I
horrible,
have
but
fond
I
memories of it.
yeah, I probably would not like it if I had it right now. But
I might love it if I had it right now.
honestly, let's all go to Chuck E. Cheese.
I
Perfect.
would I
That's
would
like a meetup.
crush some Chuck E. Cheese pizzas put in front of me.
We got to
Chuck E.
get it.
Cheese has started doing like a delivery,
Yeah,
like
I
putting
saw that.
themselves on DoorDash, but they put it under Pasquale's Pizza,
That's funny.
so that people aren't so that people aren't thinking they're getting pizza from Chuck E. Cheese.
That's actually so funny. All right. Well, right off the bat, I'm gonna give a guess that it was Josh. Because he loves getting high and getting pizza, you know? When I think of
Josh.
Josh, that's what I think about. Well, we have two more left to go, so let's see. Our next reader is Avery. Avery, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
The name's Valentine. Curtis Valentine. I am 36 years old, a perfectly even number for a man who couldn't be more odd. I was born on the mean streets of New York City. It's funny. New York spelled out letter for letter gets you 7 letters exactly. A perfectly heavenly number for a city that couldn't be further from the pearly gates of the Judeo-Christian God. And the title of my review is The Cream Always Rises to the Crop.
Oh, wow. Look at that. All right, Mr. Curtis Valentine. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I remember you. The host without the most.
Hmm.
You look older. Worse. Ah, note that I haven't changed. The last time you saw me, I was Kurt Valentine, a PI turned husband, turned back into a PI to solve the mystery of my wife's rosebud. Well, that case went a bit sour. Turns out, for the 45th time in my life, I was wrong. It wasn't a sled she wanted me to find. It was her clitoris. That little elevator button took me straight out of her life. But don't worry, I got a new dame now. A real swell guy who I know how to satisfy. I do. She's a Sweden. Always going around making things real nice for me. Made me want to pull out all the stops, do something nice for her. I heard her on the phone the other day. She was talking real loud into the other line. Didn't think I was home. Said all she really wanted was some of Daddy Don's big sticky cream pie. And damn these streets if I wasn't gonna find my bird the biggest, stickiest cream pie Daddy Don's had to offer.
Oh, well, that's such a nice gesture, Curtis. Curtis, um, what have you done that you didn't like the first time, but you'd be willing to give another shot?
Hmm. Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and sounding.
Ooh, okay, okay. All right. Okay. If you make it to heaven, Mr. Valentine, what do you hope is the first thing God will say to you?
Curtis, you old coot, I saw what you did. That whole bar saw what you did, but I know you didn't mean it. Not really. It's not like you planned to do it. It can just happen. It can just happen even to the best of men, the bravest of men. You're not weak. No, you're not weak at all. You're stronger because of what happened.
Wow. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions they would like to ask?
Yeah. Kurt, what methods for contraception are available to you to use with your dame?
Well, that's a very personal question, but you seem like a stalwart fellow. I'll answer that. Well, you got your classic rubbers. And then I'll be honest, I don't know too much about any of the contraception the girls use. That seems to be women's business, and I don't stick my nose in it. I have rubbers, and I have a good old-fashioned pretending to be asleep. The only two things men.
Jeffrey, you got a question?
Yeah. Curtis, what would you say is your detecting style? How do you hunt down a lead?
Sure. I follow the clues. I've got a nose for the clues and I've got a real sharp mind. Something I'm sure you wouldn't understand. But when when the clues come to me, I just follow the path that they naturally lead to, and I, except for 45 times, get it right every single time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
45 is not too bad.
not too bad.
Um, all right. Kurt,
Mm.
Curtis, what did you think of the movie?
It started with a tip and ended with a splatter. I was looking for cream pies. Not that I knew what that was. I looked into it. Apparently, it's something that Granny makes. Kind of leaves you in a sugar coma, but I wasn't looking for Granny's cream pies. I was looking for Daddy Don's. I searched high and low across this here city, and ain't a single restaurant in any borough heard of Don or his big cream pies filled all the way up to the brim. But I knew they was all lying. Once they heard the name, they'd laugh and hang up the phone, but I'm not so easily tricked. They wanted to hide the pies, but me, I wanted to discover the truth. Every alley started to smell like vanilla and bad decisions. I asked questions, but got nothing but frosted lies. The streets were quiet, too quiet. Sticky fingers and guilty grins told me I was close, and then I found it. A place that I thought was a pie cache behind a speakeasy called the Splatter Club. Turns out there weren't any pies there, just people selling different wares. I went home and tried to bury my guilt in a couple fingers of whiskey when I turned on the TV and saw it. Bugsy Malone. These kids were everywhere, splattering cream pies this way and that. Oh, I got a rush knowing I found the answer. I went straight down to the bakery down the road and I got myself a cream pie, the biggest one they had. It's in my apartment now, waiting for my dame to get home. I'm so glad to finally surprise her with the thing she wanted most. One of Daddy Don's big cream pies.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is really, really nice. Well, thank you, Mr. Valentine. I hope your wife has a good time with her cream pie. What did everyone think of our second character, Curtis Valentine?
Pretty chill dude.
Kind of a tragic figure.
Yeah. Optimistic, though. He ended on a high note with us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who do I think wrote that one? I'll guess Jeffrey for now. Let's see. See what this third one does. Might throw a wrench into the whole thing. Our last reader is Josh. Josh, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
Yeah. My name is Bernard H. Casey. I am 84 years old and I live in New York. The title of my review is Monsters.
All right, Mr. Casey. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
An original mob musical. Of course I was going to sign on. I'd be crazy not to. I was going to be the casting director for a Hollywood hit. The next Guys and Dolls. I was going to make it big, baby. I didn't know that loony director wanted to use kids. I already signed all the paperwork, so I thought, hey, it won't be so bad. It was horrible. Those kids were monsters. There was this kid, went by Little Becky, Little Betty, short for diabetic. He would torture me. He tied my shoelaces together. He gave me cruel nicknames like Baldy Bernard. That became my name on set, even to the producers. That's when I lost all my power. And the pranks got worse. When I wasn't looking, Little Betty, he'd poke me with his insulin needles. The director, he loved it. He'd say, now that's Hollywood. What the hell does that even mean?
Wow, this sounds like. Oh, wait. Never mind. It couldn't have been that bad. You're spinning a yarn.
We were doing testing for the club scenes, chemistry reads, making sure the groups of kids could all follow direction and whatnot. They had them dressed up, drinking their colorful drinks, milling about the speakeasy. We couldn't give them alcohol. They're kids, so we gave them juice. Bad idea. The sugar, it turned them nuts. They trashed the place. We tried to take it away from them. They got mean. Little Betty drank so much, he went into diabetic shock. We had to use riot gear to break through and save him. I wanted to leave him.
That's some story, pal. Keep talking.
We were filling lead roles, and we had to make sure the kids could operate the Tommy guns. Some of them were nervous. So I says, hey, it's not so bad. It's just marshmallow. I'll show you. And I smoke little Betty right in the face. Pow, pow, pow. That felt good. Then I remembered. Marshmallow. The diabetes. Yeah, he went into diabetic shock, almost died. For a while, the kids thought the guns could really kill you. I started carrying one on me at all times. That helped me for a bit. But then they got wise and started spiking my coffee with mercury.
Wow. All right. This is quite the experience. Does anybody else have any questions they'd like to ask?
Yeah, Bernard, what are your thoughts on contraceptives?
Contraceptives? Well, I gotta tell you, pal. The kids, they would chase me down. They would steal my shoes. They'd cut holes in my clothes. I'm very fucking pro contraceptive, pal. I'm very fucking pro.
Do you have any children or grandchildren of your own?
The kids, after they stole my shoes, I'd walk around the set, the dirty set. I'd get black feet. My feet would turn black. And I'd say, will you please give me my shoes back? And they'd say, not unless you have clothes without holes in them. And my clothes were full of holes, so I couldn't get my shoes. These kids, they're driving me nuts. No, I didn't have any kids of my own because I'm very pro contraceptive because I fucking hate kids.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Well, what did you think of the movie?
Bugsy Malone? More like blow my fucking brains out. It was my last day. I was casting for the boxing scene, the boxing gym scene. I was at the end of my rope. And then this lady, she brings in her kid. She says his name is Tom Tom. I see this boy. He's 6'4" and has a beard. I snap. I stand up and I say, no way that's a kid. The director says he's perfect. I throw down my clipboard. I say, I quit. No way that's a kid. I'm storming out when I hear the director ask Tom Tom his age. Tom Tom says, I'm 7 years old. Something comes over me. I wheel around. I say, do you not hear his voice? No way that's a kid. I get it right up in front of 6'4" Tom Tom. I put my finger in his big bearded face and I say, no way that's a kid. Tom Tom looks into my eyes and says, quit playing. And he punches me in the chest so hard my heart stops. I'm on the ground, seeing the light of God as the director says, that's one heck of a punch, Tom Tom. You're in. And right as Jesus takes my hand, I hear little Betty's shrill voice yell, Baldy Bernard's going into diabetic shock. And he jabs me with one of his insulin needles. As everything fades to black, the last thing I hear the director say is, now that's Hollywood. What the fuck does that even mean?
Wow. All right. It's so cool to know the history behind the movie we all watched. What a guy. What do we all think about Mr. I think it was Bernard Casey. How do we all feel about him?
I feel like the entertainment industry chewed him up and spit him out.
Classic victim.
Yep.
It's crazy that the casting director is the real victim on a 70s movie with a bunch of kids in it.
Finally, the real truth comes out.
Yeah, the real victim. Um, I like the intensity of that one is making Josh wipe his eyes right now. He was really locked in. Um, well, all right. I guess that leaves Avery for my guess, but I'm gonna do some thinking. I'm gonna do some thinking on that one. Now that we've heard all the reviews, we're gonna hear everyone's fuck, marry, kill rankings for the three characters we've been introduced to. Dear listener, don't worry. If there are children, we immediately kill them. All children must die, but I don't believe Lil Mikey was an actual kid, so I think we're good. Um, which brings me to I'm gonna fuck Lil Mikey. He can't be a 9-year-old character though. He has to be normal. I'm gonna marry Kurt Valentine because he doesn't seem that great at sex, but he is a caring partner. And I'm gonna kill Bernard Casey. He's nearing the end anyway.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the order. Yeah.
I don't know. No, little Mikey's such a fucking loser. I'm killing him. Um, yeah, I'm switching your last two. Yeah, yeah, I'll fuck the old guy.
Oh, you're fucking the old guy. You're
Yeah,
still marrying Kurt, but you're
yeah,
killing.
yeah. He clearly cares so much.
I
Things
think I
good.
might side with Avery on this one.
Interesting. You guys just don't understand the appeal of a little loser stoner guy. You're
Yeah.
missing out. All right, you're missing
Max
out.
and I have tasted the fruit.
We
We
know.
get it.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would have worked if I remembered the word. What's that word? It's not nectar. It's the thing the gods eat.
Ambrosia?
Ambrosia.
Like fucking ambrosia. There we
Yeah.
go. Thanks, guys. All right. Before we officially learn who wrote what, I have to blindly rate the writing and reading we've enjoyed. The scoring categories are, as always, 5 points for the funniest written review, which review made you laugh the most, 4 points for the best written review, which review was crafted most cohesively, 3 points for the best performance, which contestant really brought their character to life, 2 points for the best improvised response, which contestant gave the best improvised response, and 1 point for the best improvised question, which contestant asked the best improvised question. My favorite improvised question was asking Kurt what his detective style was from Jeffrey. My favorite improvised response was Avery with pretending to fall asleep and the word stalwart was my favorite response. Best performance went to Josh with Bernard. 4 points for the best written review went to Kurt Valentine. And funniest written review, I'm actually giving to our boy Lil Mikey. So, please award yourselves the points as you see fit. And now I have to guess who wrote each review. Contestants, ready your whiteboards to record your score. If I fail to guess the correct writer, the contestant author gets a point. But if I do find them out, they lose a point. And if I fail to guess any of the three, I lose. If there's a tie, the contestant with the higher scored point category wins. And if I, the host, fail to win or lose for 4 straight games, I automatically lose that game. So I really want to get these right. I don't believe this is my fourth right now. I think I lost two. Oh, I lost two ago. Fuck, I forgot about that. But that means I'm good for this one. I think Avery wrote Lil Mikey. I think Jeffrey wrote Kurt Valentine, and I think Josh wrote Bernard Casey. Who really wrote Lil Mikey?
I did.
Fuck. Who really wrote Kurt Valentine?
I did.
And who really wrote Bernard Casey?
I did.
Damn, I only got one right. Okay. Now, will everyone please hold your whiteboards up with your score? Wow. Okay. That means, wait,
Jeffrey wins because he has the higher point
higher
category.
point category. That means Jeffrey wins and Josh loses. A little switcheroo from last week, and Avery and I are still right in the middle. Well done, everyone, but the loser. Josh, for each member of the game show, we've compiled tailor-made punishments, and we're going to review our list and find something truly awful for him to do. Since he lost, he's going to put himself on mute so we can take a minute to discuss what will be done with him.
This is the second Josh loss of the
Yeah.
season.
Of the
This
season.
is only the second of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt bad for a minute because it was well written, but I don't really go fuck anymore. Fuck him. Jeffrey, you want to read it out loud?
Yeah. I take no pleasure in it other than the smile. Josh has to wear a leather jacket and draw some fake tattoos and do a cool photo shoot with 5 different cars or motorcycles you find on the street.
Uh, okay. You can take yourself off mute. What do you how do you feel about that one? Dude, you're gonna look so cool.
Gosh, what tattoos are you gonna get?
Yeah. You know, it'd be really cool if you got a real one. That would work on me.
There was such a shift in the vulnerability in Max's eyes towards that silence. I can't wait to rewatch that. That was crazy.
Um, well, there we go. How do you feel, Josh? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
So good right now.
Nice. Cool. Well, that leaves us with one final matter. Oh, fuck. And it's learning what movie we'll be watching next week. The winner has the honor of choosing the next week's movie. Jeffrey, would you please enlighten us with your selection?
The Avengers, baby.
Oh, okay. It's at least a good one. Avengers. All
We're
right.
there in the chronology.
Has it been
Or,
a
I
minute?
mean, I'm not following an order. I just think it's a good movie.
Has it been a minute since he won one?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Okay. And Josh has only lost twice this season?
Yeah.
What's the breakdown for the rest of our losses?
Here, if only somebody had been keeping track. Yeah, that was cool. Okay. Here we go. Season 2, Josh has won 7 times and lost twice. In contrast, I have also won 7 times and lost 7 times. A little different than Josh. Max has won 5 times and lost 6.
Fuck.
And Avery has won 3 times and lost 7.
You lost 7 this season?
Yeah, I fucking ate shit for a long time. I don't remember most of those weeks. I was numb.
I didn't know you lost 7 this season.
Because I didn't make a big fucking deal about it.
True.
All right. Well, Avengers. The only person who, with almost pinpoint accuracy, we can figure out what movie he's going to pick.
And it's nice to be able to hold comfort in something reliable, right?
It's true. It's kind of the opposite of how I feel when Josh picks. Josh, I really feel out there in the wilderness. There's some rhyme or reason to it. To our audience, please feel free to watch along with us. We're going to watch The Avengers. Listen, everyone, this show is about me. And by this show, I mean the reality that each of us individually perceive. I am at the center of the web. I am the Thought Father. Watch Gaslight Gameshow on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify and support us on our other platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Patreon. We'll be coming out with a new episode every week, and we'd love to hear from all of you. Comment, reach out, be loud and annoying. We love that. If you comment something on any of our social media posts, we'll read it on the episode. And if you comment something kind, it will be about me, as all kindnesses in some way are. I am the Galaxy Collective. I am Truth Spider. See you next time. Tune in soon for more torture. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I would be remiss not to say that this is unjust and I was robbed. I said it last time.
I pretty early on went, you know what? I awarded funniest, probably the lowest effort one this week, and didn't give anything to the highest effort one this week.
I want to say that.
What?
That was
What's that
awful. I'm
voice?
sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. That sucked. Yeah, that's my bad.
I was robbed. I will say it. I said it last time. I'm going to say it again this time. The watchers, the viewers will determine the truth, and the viewers will side with me.
Yeah.
It was wrong, and I will be vindicated in the afterlife.
Well, doesn't it feel better to, in the long run, be vindicated by the public than chosen by me? So I'm actually doing you a favor.
No, I don't want to do this punishment. I don't want to take photos with cards. I don't want to.
Dude,
But
they
like,
better
And
be.
motorcycles.
They better be.
whenever I lose, I always get a joy out of like, yeah, I lost, but at least I get to put something really funny out in
Shut
it.
up.
You are.
When do you
After
when
you read that piece of shit review, you looked so sad you didn't laugh for either of the ones afterwards because you knew you were going to lose. And then Max, a little switch flipped in his brain, and he was like, "Jeffries was the funniest." And then you were like, "Oh, we're back, baby." I got
Yeah,
fucked
well, I was
because
pretty certain I was gonna lose. I was pretty certain I
I
was gonna
got
lose.
fucked because the rat in the car just went "Meh," and turned around and hit me in the fucking toe this time. I got screwed by the lab rat. And now you can fucking smile, but guess what, baby? I'm still grinning. I'm not gonna go like some chump. I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna get a real tattoo. I'm gonna get a real
I
tattoo.
will kind of like this doesn't help. That's kind of how it feels when I'm picking. It does. It's kind of like someone else took over. But um, what was I gonna say? Oh, Jeffrey, also you saying you find joy whenever you lose. Whenever we realized you lost, we all adopt the fucking persona of like a someone helping a Make-A-Wish kid who is
I
supposed to
don't.
like who's supposed to fucking help out without telling them that something bad might happen.
It's I don't. I would. I think me losing is like a child eating a vegetable, where I'm gonna make a big deal about it, but in hindsight, I can see like there's benefits.
You
Yeah,
literally
maybe
after
yeah,
you read
when you're alone and decide what to do, then you feel better. For the 20 minutes after when we're on the call with you, we watch you go through the process of being sad you lost, and then about 5 minutes later you realize you're being too sad and you do like a manual crank up of your mood and start like saying jokes
It
again.
feels
But
super forced.
it feels super
I would. I know I've lost the most out of everybody over the whole show, so I know we have technically like examples to go off of. I would disagree. That's not exactly how I would describe that.